So Jean Paul Gaultier just released their 1 millionth flanker of Le Male. Is this one going to be better than the rest? Stay tuned to find out. Today's video is going to be another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time it comes from the house of Jean Paul Gaultier. It is their latest release, Le Male Le Parfum. So Le Male Le Parfum from the house of Jean Paul Gaultier is a men's oriental spicy fragrance released in 2020. The noses behind this fragrance are Quentin Bish and Natalie Graciosetto. It is an eau de parfum concentration. Alright, let's check out the presentation. Alright, so here's the can for Le Male Le Parfum. If you guys are familiar with the line, this is exactly like the other cans in the line. We just have just the copper color here and a brown color on the can here. We do have a picture of the bottle on the back. Other than that, not too much going on with this can. Let's check out the bottle. Alright, so here's the bottle for Le Male Le Parfum. Like I mentioned before, it's exactly like the other bottles in the line, going back to the very original bottle. We do have it looks black, or it could be a dark brown glass, but it almost looks black to my eye. We do have some black lines that go across here. Gold atomizer with a pull tab here. On the back, it does say Gaultier right here. Other than that, not too much going on with this bottle. Alright, so here are the notes for Le Male Le Parfum. In the top we have cardamom, in the mid we have lavender and iris, and in the base we round things off with vanilla and oriental woods. Yeah, so I do have some experience with the Le Male line. I really did like the original when it came out all those years ago. I'm not a big fan of it nowadays. Actually, the only ones I really like now are probably In the Navy, which was released last year, the year before last. And that one really wasn't that great, but it was okay. But my favorite right now, before I try this one, is going to be Ultra Male, which is probably the darling from the line, in my opinion. Everyone seems to like this one, and I always get lots of compliments and a very good performance to this fragrance. So I do really enjoy this one, and it will always be a mainstay in my fragrance collection. But I've been hearing good things about this one. I didn't really hear too many details really, but I was just hearing positive feedback. I purposely didn't want to read too many of the descriptions about this one just because I wanted to go in blind with this fragrance. But I have been hearing that it has really good performance and just a really good smell, I guess, with some of these notes. But I didn't go too in-depth with that because I really wanted to make up my own mind about this fragrance. But yeah, it apparently has really good performance, and apparently it's going to be a great, thick, heavy fall-winter fragrance. It is fall now, so this is going to be definitely a good time of the year to try this fragrance. So let's give this fragrance a first impression. All right, clean hand. Now, I will say I did just have a slight cold recently, but I do believe I have enough left in the nose to really get a good feel for this one. I really was excited. I got this one in the mail yesterday. Really excited to try this one. So clean hand, a couple sprays. Atomizer is good as usual. Okay. Definitely getting the Ultra Male vibe. This one has a bit of the Ultra Male sweetness, but it's not as fruity. I'm definitely getting the sweetness from the vanilla. It's very creamy and thick and heavy. It's got that sexiness that cardamom brings, slightly green and spicy. I'm getting the iris, which is a nice touch. It has a little bit of that lipstick feel like Dior Homme Intense or DHI. And iris and these kinds of fragrances are always nice. I know that everyone compares it to DHI, or they say the lipstick feel. But I gotta be honest with you, this isn't exactly like DHI, but it's adding a little touch of that, which I really like. Yeah, so the iris is a nice touch. Definitely blending really well with that cardamom note. Not giving the lavender too much in this, at least not the kind of lavender that my nose automatically detects. Definitely getting the vanilla and some of those woods. Yeah, so like I mentioned on top, the opening did sort of remind me of the Ultra Male vibe, but not a lot. This one is definitely very, very fruity, very, very sweet, very almost juvenile, very clubby. But this one is definitely a little more butched up with the Oriental Woods. But yeah, I'm really digging this one. I'm definitely getting the sweetness and that Oriental vibe. But you know, to kind of go on the other end of the iris note, some people might not like that lipstick note because I do know some people in the past that have told me they didn't like that, and that's why they sold their bottle of DHI or Valentino Uomo Intense, because they just thought that note was too strong. It's pretty prominent here. I'm getting that lipstick note. Again, I know that, you know, we're all different. We all have different, we get different things from these fragrances. But right now, I really am picking that up. So yeah, after the first couple of minutes, definitely a very sexy fragrance. Cardamom always brings a sexiness to fragrances. It's sort of like spicy, kind of green, and to my nose, I almost want to say it's like a little nutty, and it forms really well with gourmand notes. So it's mixing really well with this vanilla. Yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely getting the cardamom in this fragrance, the iris, the woody notes, and the vanilla. It's really nice right now. Might have to put this one up there with being like one of the better ones from the Le Male line, because this one is sort of changing the game. Yeah, it sort of reminded me of this in the opening, but it really is taking its shape of its own, really has its own thing going. So I can see why people were really talking this one up and saying it might be something special. Because, like I mentioned in the opening, there's a million flankers of this fragrance and getting a little old. So when an actual new, you know, formulation or whatever you want to call it, version comes out, and it sort of changes the game a little bit, but it happens to be in the same bottle. You know, I don't mind if it's in the same bottle as long as it's different. I actually kind of like this bottle. It has a nice hand feel on it, you know, and, you know, it grips on the hand very nice. Get the atomizer really nice. So, you know, I don't mind the bottle. As long as the juice is good, the bottle doesn't bother me. But yeah, right now this is a very sexy fragrance, and I definitely think this is going to give you compliments. Again, not really sure if people are going to like the iris note in this one, but I really do. Yeah, so just the first impressions, I do like this fragrance. Very sexy. I think it's going to be decent in mixed company. I think people are going to like this fragrance. But, you know, again, it's only the first couple of minutes. This fragrance can completely go south after this first impressions video. So I'm going to wear this fragrance over the next few days. Give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. All right, well, I'm back with my update for Le Male Le Parfum from the house of Jean Paul Gaultier. Yeah, so I spent the last couple days with this fragrance, and I gotta say, I do like this fragrance. I don't love it. I mean, I guess if I were to put the original Le Male and the new one, the Le Parfum, side by side, and was asked to pick one, I guess I would pick Le Parfum over the original Le Male. The best way I can describe this fragrance is that it is like the original Le Male, with added spices, added darkness, you know, some thickness, some heaviness, but pretty much just the spiciness and the woodiness. Because that opening, like I mentioned before, it does start off with that nice iris note. Now, I did have a slight cold because a few days after I was feeling better, you know, I wore this fragrance quite a bit after I was already feeling better, and the nose worked a little bit better, and I got more out of this fragrance. I still got what I described in the first half, but over just wearing it did develop and change a little more over time, and I did get a better feel for this one. But yeah, the best way I can describe this one is the old, you know, OG fragrance mixed in with some spice notes. But you do get that iris in the opening, which I really liked. It was a nice touch. Really added a little bit of that DHI type of vibe. Overall, I really did get sort of a Code Absolute Gold or Gold Absolute, the new one they just released. Sort of got that feel out of this fragrance. So if you can picture that fragrance mixed with the original Le Male, I think you're going to get the Le Parfum. So if you guys were fans of Code Absolute Gold, again, they're not exact, but it just sort of has a little bit of that sweet, spicy Dr. Pepper thing going, mixed with the Le Male DNA. They did manage to actually keep a little bit of that minty note. There's no mint in this, but it was it does smell like mint to the nose. So if you guys are familiar with the original Le Male, there is lavender and mint and vanilla. Those are pretty much the three main players in that fragrance. This one does sort of still have that mintiness to it somehow. I'm not really sure how they do that. You guys can probably help me in the comments, but you do get a lavender sweet vanilla about 30 minutes to an hour after the spiciness settles down. You do the spiciness does stay around for a while. Don't get me wrong, but you know, if you guys like the original but you just thought it was too juvenile, you'll probably like Le Parfum. Longevity for this fragrance was excellent. I did get 8 hours every time I did wear this fragrance, and I believe you get the same sort of really good performance with the original. So if you like that, you're gonna love Le Parfum. Projection for this fragrance was above average. The best projection, like most fragrances, is going to come in the first couple of hours, but it does hang around for quite a bit, and I got wafts throughout the day. It's not a beast by any means, but you won't be disappointed by the projection of this fragrance, and you'll definitely get noticed. Seasons for this fragrance, well, if you guys haven't already guessed, this fragrance is going to be perfect for the colder months of the year, so definitely fall, winter, and early spring will be perfect for this fragrance. Occasions for this fragrance, again, if you guys haven't already guessed, the occasions for this fragrance, just by hearing that it's very spicy and thick and heavy and sweet and woody, and just by looking at how dark the bottle is, this fragrance is going to be best for evening occasions. So, you know, date night, evening events, anything formal, and this fragrance is definitely strong enough for the club. Ages for this fragrance, well, I do think the younger guys will probably like this fragrance because it does have that very sweet opening, and it sort of does give off a clubby vibe in there, but I do think that the younger noses will get turned off by a couple of things. I do think they'll get turned off by the spicy notes of it, the woodiness of it. It is a more mature, butched up version of the original, so they probably won't like that in my opinion, and I don't think they'll like the price. This is going to be over $100. Don't know exactly how much it's going to cost in the States because I don't think it's in the States just yet, but I'm going to assume when it gets to like the retailers, Dillard's and Macy's, it's going to be over $100, probably $120, $130 after tax for the big 4.2 ounce bottle. But I do think 25 and up is a safe age range for this fragrance because I do think they can afford this one, and I do think they'll really appreciate the mature notes. So overall, I do like this fragrance, but I don't love it. I never was a huge fan of the original DNA of Le Male. The lavender and the vanilla and, the mint were, they got a little old. It's a very old formula. It's been out for a long time, maybe 96 if I'm guessing correctly. I think it came out, it's so long and so old that, that DNA has just been done over and over and over. Now, this doesn't ruin that, but by any means, I think it actually makes that DNA better. Like I said earlier in this half of the video, if I had to choose one, it's definitely going to be this one all day long. So if you guys are fans of the original Le Male, but maybe thought you've just gotten older and that one sort of passed you by, it's sort of a little too old for you nowadays, you want to try something new, I think you'll like Le Parfum. I think it's a better, more mature, spicier, just well-rounded version of the old DNA. I think they actually almost sort of saved Le Male because that one's just so old and it's just everybody owns it. It's when you smell that DNA, you know what it is. So they sort of refined and saved that DNA, if you will, by adding the spicy notes. Like I said, if you like fragrances like Code Absolute Gold, you're going to like this fragrance because it does have that sort of spicy Dr. Pepper, sweet, vanilla type of vibe to it mixed with that, the DNA of the original Le Male. But yeah, this is a nice fragrance. It has great performance, 8 hours, has a great projection. Again, not going to fill a room, not going to offend people around you, but it's going to get the job done. Awesome for the clubs, for, evening wear. I mean, this fragrance checks off a lot of boxes. So if I have to choose between this one and the original, it's going to be this one all day long. Alright, so now comes my favorite part of the video, the giveaway. I'm going to give away one 5ml decant to a lucky subscriber right there. All you have to do to enter is like this video, make sure to be subscribed to my channel, and leave your favorite Le Male flanker down in the comments below. I will choose at random by using a random YouTube comment picker, and I will upload that video to my Instagram page, and I will let the winner know in the comment. I will reply to their comment and let them know that they had won, and you have 3 days to respond or I will pick another winner. The winner will be chosen Saturday, October 24th, and I will let you guys know as soon as I find who the winner is in the comments. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching a video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and fragrance-related content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find fragrance-related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.